Hi guys, welcome back. So today's tutorial is going to be using just the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Thirsty palette. From what I'm seeing, I do have a first impression on this video, by the way. If you want to check that one out, I did use some of the shades in here. But today's video is going to concentrate on just the colorful shades. And from what I can tell, I feel like a lot of people want to see the colorful shades in action. Even though the middle row is like really metallic and glittery, I feel like more people want to see more colorful looks, like using this palette in particular. So that is what I concentrated today's look on. So go ahead and keep watching if you want to see the way that the colorful shades from the Thirsty palette collection perform on my eyes. Okay, so I'm going to begin by using the Laura Mercier concealer to prime my eyeshadow, and I'm gonna apply that on the lower lash line and on the top, and I'm gonna set it with this color. I'm just gonna apply that all over the eyelid area. Next, I'm gonna use the blue shade in here, and I'm gonna apply that in the transition area, and I am going to pack this color on. I really want the blue to show up, so I go over it and over it quite a few times so that way it really stands out and I can really see it. It does show up pretty easily. It's a really easy color to work with. I just really want it to be as intense as possible. Here I am just using a little blending brush. This is the Morphe M514, and this is what I usually use in my transition area just because it fits perfectly. So again, I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. I'm not really blending out the edges or anything yet, but I will. Now I'm using a MAC 217 brush, and I am packing it on the crease area. It is a really intense light blue, but it doesn't get any darker than that. So yeah, I'm just building up that color once again. Now I'm going to use the Maybelline Master Concealer, and I'm going to create a cut crease. But for the first eye, you're going to see that I'm going back and forth just because I didn't know what I was going to do yet exactly. Like, I knew I wanted to use all the colors, but I wasn't 100% sure how I wanted to create this look. So I applied the concealer in the middle, and I knew for sure I wanted to use the yellow color for this look. Well, I wanted to use all the colors, but I went ahead and I applied the yellow shade right here on top of the cut crease area, and I just pretty much packed it on. I do go back and forth with it. You know, I try to deposit as much powder onto my eye, but then the brush gets a little sticky with the concealer, so I go back and forth doing that. But either way, the yellow is really nice shade, and it shows up. It looks nice. Like, it's a nice yellow. It's just I'm going back and forth with it, and I am trying to pack it on, make sure that it looks the way that I want it to. Next, I'm using the orange, and I am applying that on the bottom, and I'm gonna kind of go around the yellow a little bit. Like I said, I wasn't 100% sure how it was gonna turn out. You'll see in the second eye, I do it pretty quickly, but at first I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. So pretty much we're doing it slowly. So I'm doing the rest of the cut crease going towards the inner part of my eye, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the outside, and I'm blending it. I'm not blending it. I am packing on the coral shade from the palette, and I'm applying that one all over the concealer area. So here you are going to see a little bit of lines, like it's not super blended just because I'm going back and forth with the concealer. In the end, it still looks nice, but at the beginning, it's just looking a little messy, but it's okay. I'm also rounding out the edge, and I'm going just a little bit further than my actual eye because I'm going to create a wing, and it's going to look a lot better at the end. Most of the looks just look better at the end. So yeah, I'm just applying the coral shade on the outer part as well. Now I'm just fixing up little details here and there, making sure that it looks how I want it to look, and putting a little bit of yellow, putting a little bit of coral, just blending those two shades together. Now I'm blending out the edges of the blue, and I'm going to show you this eye. So if I would have known exactly what I was going to do, this is how fast it would be and how easy it would be, because I knew now exactly where to apply the concealer. So I'm pretty much just going to try to make them look as even as possible. Alright, so now I'm taking the green shade and I'm applying that on my lower lash line. It is a very intense green. I don't need to work too hard to make sure that these colors show up. They're really smooth, they're easy to blend. So yeah, I'm just applying that close to my lower lash line. I'm using the Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner for my waterline, and now I'm just blending out that green a little bit into the eyeliner. And I'm using the gold shade in here, but it doesn't really show up too much. It's the exact same experience as I had with my first impression video. So there you can see the gold. I mean, it shows up a little bit, but I have to wet it. And I'm also using a synthetic brush, so I just figured it would work, but it didn't really show up too much like the way that I wanted it. So I used the Mario Badescu spray, and now you can see that it showed up a lot better. So I'm going to use the NYX liquid eyeliner. This is a matte eyeliner, and I'm going to create a wing. And now the look is starting to look like something. Like at first I was like, what the heck am I doing? I don't know how this is going to turn out. But once I saw it all together, it kind of looks like the sun, like a sunset on water, and the wing looks kind of like a bird. I don't know, do you see what I'm saying? But yeah, that's just my opinion. That's just what it kind of looks like to me. Or maybe like a canyon with like the sun coming through the sky and the grass on the bottom. You get what I'm saying? You can see both things, right? Tell me I'm not crazy. Alright, so I did a really nice wing. I love the way that it turned out, actually. It was good, especially on camera. And then I applied the Natalia falsies. These are by House of Lashes, and now I'm gonna do the rest of my face. So I use the Derma E Vitamin C Serum. I'm using my CoverGirl primer. I love this primer. It has become a favorite of mine. It just does a really good job with priming my face for my foundation application, and my makeup looks smooth. It lasts a long time, so yeah, I've been loving it. This is the CoverGirl True Blend in the color L80, and I am going to pretty much apply it all over my face using my beauty blender. It's a really nice coverage foundation. As you can see, it pretty much evened out my skin on the very first application, and yeah, I just really like it. I also like to apply it on my ears and on my jawline and like going towards my neck and stuff. So I'm using the CoverGirl Vitalist concealer and doing a little bit of highlighting. Pretty easy to blend out. It's not like super full coverage, but it gives me a nice highlight. So I'm gonna set it with the Veil, the Hourglass Veil translucent powder, and I'm really packing that on, baking my nose, baking my under eye area. And I'm also applying that powder all over my face to set my foundation. I'm using the Lorac Contour Kit, and I am contouring my face, bronzing my face with this MAC powder. This is in the color Delphic. I love this bronzer. It is so beautiful, very shimmery. It's part of the MAC Mirage Noir collection, and I love it. Right there, I'm just going back with the contouring shade on my nose. I am cleaning up the edges of the bronzer and applying blush. This is by LA Girl Cosmetics, and I love this blush just because it goes with so many of my looks. I'm using the Pixie highlighter, the lightest shade in here, and using a little bit of the water mist or the mist and making it pretty intense. I'll have all of the products listed below though with the specific name in case you're interested in anything. But I'm using the Anastasia highlighting brush to apply that. And I'm also applying it like on all the highlighting areas and also on my brow bone. Look how pretty it looks. It just looks really glowy. It makes my skin look like if it were dewy. So I'm removing the loose powder and kind of blending out that blush that I had there with the highlighter. And I couldn't decide what lipstick to go with, but I ended up going with the pink one or the pink red one just because I had already used orange in a different look. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it a little bit different. And I love this shade. It is just such a nice, it's like a dark coral, I would say. And I'm applying my Maybelline mascara, my favorite mascara, on my lower lashes. It gives me so much volume, especially my lower lashes. Like on top, it doesn't really matter because I'm wearing falsies, but on the bottom, you can tell that you're wearing mascara. I smeared it a little bit on my eyes, but you can tell. I always remove the mascara just super easily with the brush, and it always works. So yeah, this is the complete look. I hope you guys liked it. Yeah, what do you think? Is it like a sun in the sea with the bird? Let me know what you think about it. And yeah, this is the complete look. Alright guys, so that is it for today's tutorial. What do you think? What do you think about the shades? To me, they are really, really nice. Now, at first, I was a little disappointed with in my first impression. I was disappointed, and I still am, in the brown. I haven't used it again, but I am going to give it another chance. This one also, I don't feel like it has that much pigment, but as far as the colorful shades in here, they all work nicely. They all show up on your face. That's weird. And they look very vibrant. I didn't have any problem blending them out. I didn't have any problem applying them and making them show up. Nothing at all. The only part that I feel like I had a little bit of problem with was with the concealer area, and I feel like that was my fault. I struggled on one eye because I had no idea what I was going to do on my eyes yet. So I applied concealer, and then I applied a little bit more, and then I applied a little bit more. So that was kind of my fault, but the eyeshadow, the coral eyeshadow on its own, it shows up really nicely. So if you do see the little lines, that's pretty much because I kept applying more concealer. Now, once I did it on this eye, it was a little bit easier and it was smoother just because I already knew just to do the exact same thing I did over here. So that was a little bit easier, but as far as the pigment in the eyeshadows, they're great. They're super vibrant, so I do love the colorful shades. I will do another look using more of the metallic shades in this palette that I haven't used already. So yeah, I hope you liked the tutorial, and that is pretty much it for today's video. If this is your first time here and you like what you see, I hope you subscribe so that way you don't miss out on future uploads, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.